know, that's one thing I never thought about, were the neighbors and how they're going to react to having two donkeys now doing these morning shout outs to Daddy. Good morning, Ivy. Good morning, Beverly. I never thought about that. I should probably ask the neighbors before I start making moves that are going to affect their morning routine. I brought Christmas out to potty, and she thought that she would have to go over there and just chase a few animals around, and I don't like that. But guys, how do you take that out of them? And do not say, put a leash. Lester, put a leash. We're not putting a leash. There she goes, right back into the shop. Right? That's a good girl, baby. She took a little bit of a longer potty break because she had to make sure all the animals were okay. And now she's back in the shop where she's protected. Hey folks, Lester here. The video you're about to watch is the one that was scheduled to be released the morning that Pebbles passed away. And we ended up, obviously the passing of Pebbles ended up taking precedent over everything else. This particular video got pushed back a few days and a few days more. And so ultimately, it's too good a video. There's some really neat content with Santana and Tex, the horses, that I didn't want to just be lost in time. So I'm going to release it this morning. Just know that as you're watching it, it is 2 weeks old. It's 2 weeks old, but it's never been seen. And so it's never been seen footage. It's never been seen. Never before seen footage. You get what I mean, right? Okay.
Recorded March 31st.
All of the dust is finally settled. If you want to know what I mean by that, it's been a pretty crazy week around here. Lots of shifting, lots of moving. You know, we had Longhorns that were loaded and moved out one day. And then 2 days later, we had, well, horses and a donkey who were all moved in. And so that's quite a bit of change. And then if you think about it, the week before that, they finished up the pond. All the tractors moving around, this and that. And that same week, we ended up taking goats home. A few goats from Longhorn Lester's back to I'm a Survivor. So there's been a lot of changes happening. We've added a couple of dogs to the mix. So when I say the dust is finally settled, I kind of think that everything is where it's going to stay for a while. We rehomed all of them puppies. We had a birthday party here. We had quite, yeah. When I say it was a very busy month of March, it was a busy month of March. But like I was saying, I believe that finally all of the dust has settled. Charlene, that's just a kitty. Charlene's a couple of weeks old now. She's really exploring. She's enjoying some away time from Mama. Now, she can't go far. Mom's going to always have a watchful eye over her. But she is starting to kind of wander off further and further. And look at her now. She's sitting there kind of tasting some of the grass on her own. I imagine that she probably misses Gracie and Pearl. This is kind of sweet and kind of sad. Little calf can't seem to make it around Tex. And he's not allowing the calf to move around him. He just turned his head. Mom is calling. Mom is calling baby over. But the baby's on the wrong side of the barn. And she can't get through because Tex won't let her. Tex is not going to let her through. He's going to make that baby go all the way around the back side of the barn to find Mama. Mama's going to help out. That was mean, sir. Oh, uh-oh. And baby's letting Tex know. She don't appreciate that. Charlene has an attitude, y'all. Charlene That's a girl. That is a name. A name like Charlene, you know there's an attitude. You do. With a name like Charlene, you know there's bound to be an attitude. And she got one, and she does not like. Oh boy, look at that, boy. That's a lot of y'all who are parents to daughters. You know that girls go through an age where they can be. Yeah, they can be a. Can I just say they can be a pistol? Well, they can be a pistol. I think I've heard that expression without, that's not too derogatory, but man, they can be like a pistol. I don't know what that means really. But Charlene has an attitude. She reminds me a lot of Jolene, y'all. She does. She reminds me a whole lot of Jolene. Looks a lot like Pearl. Reminds me of Jolene with Jolene's little attitude. And I love that. I love that little feistiness. But she did not like being over there trapped behind Daddy and Dad not letting her pass through. She had to come all the way around the back side of the barn, and she did not like that. I find myself just kind of sitting and watching her. I do. Oh, okay. Look at the big girl. Right with Mama. What's he doing, that big brute? So he's already eaten, and now he's looking for trouble. Now he's looking for trouble. He'll go punch on his barrel here in a little while. All right, how about you guys get on back out of my Argo so I can continue on my daily chores? How about it? They're eating some of the spilled grain from back there. You know what? I'm going to let them do that. I'm going to just take my Kool-Aid and I'm going to walk over. This is my sugar-free Kool-Aid. This is Crystal Light, y'all. No sugar. And I'm going to walk over and fill up the water trough while they continue to eat some of those spilt grains from the back of that Argo. And that doesn't bother me. Boy, he's walking with a purpose. Tex is like, the hell's all this jumping around? I don't know if y'all saw that, but Santana started jumping, showing a lot of her attitude. Look at her. Y'all can see that, right? Right through the barn. I think it's the cooler temperatures. Santana's just gonna fight the bale of hay, the round roll of hay. She's gonna sit there and fight that roll of hay. I know you can't see that well looking all the way through the barn. Nothing like, if I walk over there, she'll stop though. If I walk over, she'll stop. She's adjusted, you guys. I know you were worried about her and the changes. Look at that little girl go. Wow. That's beautiful. But you know what that means? She's happy, y'all. They're all happy. They're healthy and they're happy. And if we have not learned this week that animals are able to show emotions, and if you believe that nonsense that people are going to tell you that animals don't have emotions and they, it's all just nature to them. No, man, we've seen the arrival of Buc-ee's and Voodoo and the reaction they got from Dixie. And then we saw the day we took Pearl and Gracie off and the emotions that was shown by Santana. I mean, that's just two huge moments of emotion that were caught on camera by yours truly. Powerful moments that a lot of you would admit that you may have shed a tear, or if you didn't, you felt like it. You felt the emotions welling inside of you. My water's clean. I'm not going to empty it out. There's a little bit of dirt, like sand, on the bottom. A little bit of loose grass that has blown in through the wind and the rain. I'm just going to fill it up, and then I'll just kind of take my hand and get some of that larger stuff out of there. Yeah, it's been a week of emotions.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.